Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap in review, I'm having an adult beverage, and tonight I'll be discussing Heartless Monster by Rachel Leigh. While I do have this beautiful physical copy, I did also have a version on my Kindle, probably from a Stuff Your Kindle day, so I did read that version, which means I did clear a physical book as well as a Kindle book off of my TBR. Of course, I'm gonna give my honest opinion. These are the highlights and the content warnings. And my rating for this book is 4 stars, so what's it about? So this book is about Elodie, who is back in a town she never thought she'd return to after she was rescued a year ago by a boy in a hoodie. As she was getting away, she thanked him by saying, "I owe you one." Never did she think that those words would come back and bite her in the ass. Now she's back after her mother remarries, and she has 3 new brothers, 2 of whom seem fine enough, but one is staring at her with obvious anger in his eyes. She thought it was due to the new situation that no one is really happy about, but he seems to be only targeting and bullying her. When she confronts him, he says that she knows what she did and she deserves it, but she honestly has no idea what she could have done. And while everyone else may praise him and see him as charming, she sees him for the monster that he truly is and does everything she can to stay out of his way. But he seems determined to own her just so that he can break her piece by piece. So what are my thoughts? Again, I'm giving this 4 stars. Now, I want to start off saying this is a solid book, and I do enjoy the author's writing style, but I think I am personally reaching a point where high school bully romances aren't for me anymore, as the last couple did not hit. I think I am just starting to gravitate towards older characters. So this is probably a me issue, so keep that in mind as I give my thoughts. Now, I do want to get out of the way the one element I was not quite vibing with, so you may want to skip this portion of the review as it will include some small spoilers. Now, along with the 2 MCs and their situation, there is a subplot of some villains that are targeting our female main character, one of who had assaulted her the previous year, and he got away with that crime essentially with a slap on the wrist. Now, he, along with some other individuals, are still targeting her. The new individuals are targeting her simply to get something that they want, and for me, I was not able to suspend my belief that these kids were willing to put their whole futures at risk and drug, grape, or even worse, this girl simply for their ego or to get something they want. It just had me shaking my head that they were willing to do that, and I just could not vibe with it in this book for some reason. Now, what I did enjoy was the whole situation between the 2 MCs. Rome, with all of his hate and anger that he was directing towards LOD, who did something that had some unintentional consequences that put Rome's whole future at risk. So I definitely understood the situation and I enjoyed all the tension. Now, Rome at first is okay with everyone following his lead and bullying her, but things start to shift and he starts to have feelings, but he's not willing to let his anger go. But he definitely doesn't want anyone else bullying her. That is solely his job. But Rome, we quickly learn, is also suffering from a lot of grief due to the loss of his mother. And the parents in this situation were really careless and misstepped a lot when it came to their relationship, their marriage, and their sensitivity around the loss of his mother. And that really made you feel for him. And with LOD, she's really a goody two-shoes who's a high achiever, and I really liked her because she also had some real fire that when push came to shove, she had no problem punching back, and I loved it. But she's also dealing with her whole situation of what happened a year previously, and it really just made her seem more real as a character because she had a lot more layers than you would think. Overall, I did enjoy the story and the dark romance elements as it pertained to our 2 MCs. I just personally was not vibing with the subplot and the villains. Now, I do think this is a solid book. It's just not the book for me. So I will be getting this book signed next month at Wild and Windy. So definitely keep an eye on my page as I will then put the book up for Schmivway. Now, if you would like to read this book, it is currently available. I hope you give it a try and I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.